What's up, everybody? My name is Seth, and I want to welcome all of you to my new YouTube series, You've Got Cancer, Now What? What this series is all about is helping those who have either recently just been diagnosed with cancer, or are currently fighting cancer, or even those who have been placed in remission and are living life post-cancer. I'm going to explain a little bit about my disease, the steps they took to get me into remission, and how I'm currently dealing with life post-cancer. Now, before we get into anything, I just want to preface all this with I am not a doctor. I am not a nurse. I am by no means a medical professional by any bit of the imagination. I'm a firefighter that got diagnosed with cancer. What I am, though, is somebody who's fought the battle and who's currently in remission. And it wasn't easy. None of it was. But hopefully you can gain something from what I tell you to help your fight with cancer and maybe make it just a little bit easier. In March of 2016, I was diagnosed with subcutaneous B-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma. Go ahead, say that 5 times fast. What really sucks about it is I'm one of 37 adults in the entire United States to get diagnosed with this. 37. That means that there's only 36 other people in this country that have dealt with what I've dealt with. Now, I don't know the statistics about how they fared or anybody else's journey, because there's no subcutaneous B-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma support group on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or in forums. Now, there is a cutaneous lymphoma foundation and they were kind of helpful with some things, but again, one of 37. So I was kind of almost on my own with this, which is kind of what inspired me to even want to do this video series. I don't want anybody fighting cancer to feel like they're alone. So this first video in the series is about getting diagnosed. I can honestly tell you, out of everything I've dealt with through my battle with cancer, getting diagnosed was probably one of the hardest parts. It wasn't easy, it sucked to hear, and it emotionally crippled me. But I got through it, and I'm gonna tell you how. First things first, I got diagnosed. I may or may not have lost my shit for a little bit, because again, it's not the best thing in the world to get diagnosed with cancer. But after I was delivered the news, I kind of had to get over it kind of quick. You see, when I got diagnosed, I didn't get diagnosed and sent home to think about it. I got diagnosed and got sent straight to the hospital for 8 weeks for inpatient chemotherapy. So there was no chance for it to really sink in because it went from you've got cancer to we need to get going. And it really didn't give me an opportunity to let it sink in until I was in the hospital for about a week and really thinking about it. But initially, I had to do what I consider step 1 for anybody who gets diagnosed. Soak it in, get on with it. I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. You're getting diagnosed with cancer, and that sucks. I get it, I understand. However, the first thing on your mind should be, what do I do next? Because nobody wants to die from this. Nobody wants to die from cancer. And in order to effectively treat yourself, you have to start thinking ahead. And that's step 1 when you get diagnosed, is start thinking ahead. What's going on? How bad is it? What are they going to do to treat it? What's the rest of this journey going to be like? Think ahead. That's the first thing you need to do, is accept your diagnosis. It happened. Cry about it for a little bit. Pick yourself up from your bootstraps and keep on moving. Step 2 is ask questions. Ask questions. I can't stress that enough. Talk to your doctors. Ask them, what cancer do I have? How far along is it? What are my treatment options? What are you going to do to make me as comfortable as I possibly can be throughout this process? Do not be afraid to ask questions. This is your life. This isn't like stubbing your toe. This is cancer. You need to be informed. And I'm going to let you know right now, they're going to throw a ton of stuff at you. Do not feel like you're forced to make an immediate decision, unless you kind of have to because it's life or death. But if you are given the opportunity to kind of take a second, do some research. Look online for things. There are probably a million people out there that are going to tell me I'm wrong, that you shouldn't research anything because it'll scare you. But the fact of the matter is, if there's something out there with statistics or a statistic on a treatment for your type of cancer, figure it out. But always ask your doctor these questions. Talk to them. They're there to help you. Okay? Remember that. The doctors you're going to see are there to serve you. You are the patient. You, at the end of the day, are paying for your treatment, so they need to answer to you. Make sure you know that, and I mean really know that. Embrace it. You need to understand that this is your life, and they're going to help you by treating you, but you need to know what they're doing, and do not be afraid to ask questions. Remember, doctors are there for you. Now, step 3 isn't equal for everybody, and I get it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Find a support system. I was very fortunate. I've got siblings, I still have my parents, I've got a great network of friends and people that truly care about me. So for me, finding support wasn't hard. And I understand not everybody out there has that. But most places that specialize in oncology do offer some type of support group. Nurses are always willing to listen to you. There are people out there to help you. Find your support group, because the one thing you're gonna need to do is get through the grieving process. I know it's a process. I know there's like steps to it. I don't know exactly what they are. I think it's like being angry, being sad, throwing some stuff. Either way, find somebody to vent to and vent. Get it all out. Remember the first step, which was getting over it so you can start focusing on your treatments? Well, this is kind of like goes in hand with that. You need to start figuring out what you need to do. And in order to think clearly, sometimes you need to just get some of it out. So find somebody to talk to, get a nice little support group going, friends, families, maybe a hospital support group, doesn't matter. But find people to talk to so you can help yourself get over it as much as you possibly can, because you're never really truly over it, and get moving with what's important. Step 4 is start planning ahead. And what I mean by that is, again, you ask the questions to your doctor, right? Maybe you came up with a treatment plan, you kind of know the direction you're heading. Well, when you figure out that direction, kind of get a gauge of how bad are you gonna feel once you start getting these treatments. And in my personal experience, I felt terrible. And if there was a side effect, I got it. Chemo was a living hell. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. It sucked. Every day sucked. But one of the things I'm glad I did ahead of time was kind of figure out what I needed to do as soon as I got home from the hospital. Step 1 was I knew I wasn't gonna be worth a damn to wanna do anything. Eat, shower, move, interact with people. So one of the things you're gonna wanna do is think about, how am I gonna make my situation, my atmosphere, the most comfortable I can make it to help me get through this process. Something as little as getting a little stool or a seat for your shower is crucial, because maybe you don't have the energy to stand up for 20 minutes. It happens, people. That's what chemo does to you. You're gonna need to start thinking about dietary restrictions. Hopefully you can eat and drink whatever you want. That's cool. But I know when I was going through chemo, my digestive system was crap. So I had to really modify my diet to kind of make it work for me. Quick recap, step 1, get over it. Get moving. Do what you gotta do. Step 2, ask questions. Step 3, find a support group. Find some people to talk to that can help you out. And I'm not talking about just initially, I'm talking about for the duration of your treatment. Step 4, get prepped. Think about what you need to make yourself comfortable. This is a weekly video series, and every week there's gonna be a new topic. Next week, we're gonna talk all about inpatient chemotherapy, or as I like to fondly refer to it, my time in jail. So if you found any part of this video any type of helpful, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and keep checking back weekly for all the new videos. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, keep up the fight.